Bada bing, bada bow. The guys that count, the guys that kind of culminate the word not for long in the NFL are the running backs. And we got to get into it. Everyone's getting ready for the fantasy season. Who am I going to pick up? Who are my bets on? But when we look at this preseason, you got to remember most of these guys, especially if they have a lot of carries and attempts, they're more than likely not going to be playing a lot of downs in the regular season unless they show themselves well in the preseason. This is the proving grounds. Off Work Sports going to get into it right now on the top running backs from a stat perspective, and then I'll divvy this out so we can look at all the rookie bucks. Right now, Nick Brissett, we talk about New England every freaking year. It is sick. I don't understand who their scout is. This guy has eyes in every location. Nick Brissett, what a preseason. A lot of attempts. Yes, he did. 3.1 yards per carry, 200 yards in total. Had a couple long runs for 14 yards for his first down run, and then a long 12-yard run. I mean, these are bruiser yards, right? When you look at these stats, he is an incredible, strong running back in the hole in the pocket. Michelle is there from last year, a great season, but this is a solid backup right now for the New England Patriots, and I don't even want to call him a backup. I think they're going to split some downs here. Michelle and Mr. Brissett for New England, and Tom Brady again adds on to the arsenal with the number one ranked running back from a stat perspective on the NFL.com website. Next up, Mikey Boone. Man, what a nice little change up here for Mike Boone. Averaging about 4.8 yards, 41 attempts. He is explosive, right? You can just do the numbers. Brissett has 65 carries and Boone had 41. So obviously Boone's going on the inside, outside, a little bit shifty, and he has that breakaway speed if you get close to him. Boone, very solid player, showed himself well. 2 touchdowns, 196 yards total. Again, had the longest run of 64 yards. That's pretty sick, right? For a TD. Really like what I see from Mike. I think this is an opportunity for the Minnesota Vikings to finally capitalize and have a run game now. I don't like their quarterback situation. I'm going to stay quiet. There is one quarterback I like. I won't get into that now. But there's a certain situation they need to improve on. But they could be a sleeper team. Watch out for the Minnesota Vikings' strong running attack to break down the front lines. Quadri Olison. Jam, bam, bam. Jam, bam, bam. 3.7 yards per carry, over 180 yards. Okay, longest run 36 yards. He's an in-betweener to me from what I see. Has some cut ability, but also has some breakdown, break your neck capability inside the hole. Inside running is critical for me. That really breaks down the defensive line and make them tired so they're not attacking your freaking quarterback all day, driving them nuts, maybe even breaking his neck. So Quadri Olison can do that. I think he's going to have some time. He's earned himself some time by his preseason performance. We'd like to see what he can bring to the table in the regular season. A solid running back who's ranked number 3 from the NFL perspective when we look at running backs. Jeff Wilson, what a surprise. Jeffy, 41 attempts, 4.3 yards per carry. Barn burner, not a bad preseason. Longest run of 41 yards, over 4 touchdowns. Hey, we got any fumbles? Got one fumble, got to watch your hands. But on 41 attempts, hey, not such a bad percentage. Really like what I see from Jeff Wilson. Maybe somebody to take over the reins for the San Francisco 49ers. They need a running back, and he has come in healthy and ready to go, showing I can play in this league. Give me the time, and he's proven himself. Next up, Mac, the Big Mac. Mac is in the building. Beanie Siegel. Back. Anyway, Mac comes in from the Oakland Raiders. Pretty good stats here. 4.1 yards per carry, 161 yards in total. 0 fumbles like that. Keep the hand on the damn ball. He got it. 40 total yard. 22 yards is his longest run. Obviously, look at the stats. 4.1 yards. He's a tweener too, like Olison. I like Mac Brown. I like what he brings to the table. Solid running back. I really think this is something that they can build upon. They have been lacking a legitimate starting running back, in my opinion, for the Oakland Raiders for a little while. Can Matt come in and take over that? We'll see. He's playing against the second line a lot. Maybe this first line will make it a little bit different, but we will see the outcome and the input from Mac Brown, who showed himself well in the preseason. Mr. Dallin Dawkins, man, Tennessee. We're not dead yet. Titans, they're not dead yet. 23 attempts, 6.6 yards per carry. Can you tell what he is? Talk about breakaway speed. Dallin Dawkins is that guy. An opportunity to play has come. Tennessee Titans have been on a rebuilding phase for I don't know for how freaking long. I don't understand why this team hasn't been able to capitalize. I like their quarterback situation. I think he's going to improve upon his year last year. This kid is going to give him the opportunity to see the field and give the defensive somebody else to think about. I think Mr. Dallin Dawkins should be somebody on the radar from a Tennessee Titans fantasy perspective because of their depth. I think Dallin Dawkins is a great pickup. Tennessee, great job, great pickup by Mr. Dawkins. Taysom Hill, quarterback. I'm going to skip over him, okay? I'm going to skip over the quarterbacks because we're going to go over that in a different segment. I'm going to stick to the running backs. And next one down, Denver. God damn. Where does Denver find these guys? Khalfani Muhammad. So you got to ask yourself, when so many runners are doing so well with a team, is it really the running back or the offensive line? 31 attempts, averaging almost 4.7 yards per carry, 146 total yards. Hey, you do that average, just do the math. You don't got to be a football fan. 10 yards gets you the first down usually, right? If you don't have any penalties, 4.7 times 2, 3 downs, 4.7 average. You can run this guy all the way down the field, and that's the way I kind of look at it, even though that's untrue. Great preseason. Had a fumble, needs to watch his hands a little bit, but I think he's a great prospect for them. I think he runs into maybe a third or fourth back slot for the Denver Broncos because they're so loaded. Lance Turner, taking advantage of Lamar Jackson. Baltimore also has another running back that I'm excited about, but Lance not as flashy, more powerful, but has shown himself pretty well. Lance almost 4.1 yards per carry, 144 yards total, 35 attempts on the preseason work. 36 is his longest. Okay, I don't see any fumbles on Lance's spreadsheet. Solid runner, not a superstar, but we shall see where it goes. Sometimes superstars don't get you that Emmitt Smith title. Remember, Emmitt Smith is leading running back, and he's not as flashy as Barry Sanders or any of those guys. Barry Sanders would have broke his record if he was still playing. But Emmitt is solid, and sometimes you don't need all the shake and bake, and Lance Turner reminds me of that. Has a little something, but definitely not somebody that's going to jump, hop, and get a nice little quick turn. He finds the hole, he drives through it, has some breakout speed, hence why you're seeing the high yardage per down. D'Angelo Henderson Sr. Okay, if you notice, there's 2 running backs here from Minnesota on the top 10, just running backs. I'm going to get into Ryan Nall in a second. D'Angelo Sr., I think, is benefiting from the great line. 33 attempts, 4.2 per carry, 137 in total yardage. I really like his strong. I call him the strong back, the fake fullback. That's what he is to me. D'Angelo, pretty heavy set guy. Not okay. Medium size for running back, but he's another burner that's gonna bust your balls in the hole. In the hole, really meant to break down the defensive line on the opposite team. I like what I see from D'Angelo. I think the expectations are for this Minnesota team to be a run-first team and have the quarterback as a secondary option. We'll see what Cousins does, but I really love what I'm seeing from the running back squad on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Last up, for the top 10, Ryan Nall. Surprised me. Chicago got a little something in Ryan Nall. Only 24 attempts. So it's hard for me to really justify what he is. But on those attempts, he's taking advantage of it, averaging almost 5.6 yards per carry. That's sick. Okay. had one barn buster for 69 yards. What else can we say? Breakaway speed, amazing punt return, I think, capability as well. I really like Nall. He's going to be explosive third back. If you're looking for a quick hit and an explosive run, Ryan Nall is going to be your guy. I think this is somebody that's going to get minutes, and you should play him in your fantasy leagues for those barn burster runs. He'll get you 20, 30 yards in one run, and that'll help your points. I'm going to do James Butler just because. Also, Oakland Raiders have a couple of guys. James Butler, not too bad, averaging 2.8. You can tell what he is just by that percentage. 48 attempts. He's meant to hurt you inside, all right? He's another big, Goliath type guy. Not really that great shake and bake, but good at finding somebody else's helmet and sticking his helmet and on their helmet and causing some type of damage. And that's what Mr. James Butler is there for. Really like what I saw from him, and the expectations are for the Oakland Raiders as well to have a strong running back position with Carr at the helm. It'll be exciting to see what they're able to do this year with a pretty okay running back core. Again, these guys were playing sometimes against the second unit, so it's hard to judge what we will see. A lot of the big dogs weren't playing. Let's get into the rookies real quick and take a quick peek. There's two talents here when this pulls up from the New England Patriots that, again, Patriots have done damage. Great job for them. Damian Harris went over Brissett. Damian Harris, not as many attempts, but he's taking advantage of what he had at 5.5 yards. He's a third down type back, speedy, slot back. I think that's somebody that you throw it out to the sidelines, and somebody who can get on the sidelines and be able to make some things happen on some short passes. I really like Damian Harris. Again, more weapons for Tom Brady. Josh Caldwell, not bad. Quadri Olesen, we talked about him as well. Caldwell, not as much. 27 attempts, 3.1 yards. He's another burster that's going to have to learn how to find the hole. However, from a rookie perspective, not bad, right? Averaging ranked number 3, and he's averaged almost 42 yards in total for his longest run. But again, 3.1 per 85 yards in total. Not that many attempts to be seen, more than Damian, but not enough for me to say this guy's legitimate. But again, solid performance from Mr. Josh Caldwell. Next up, I want to jump down. Dexter Williams is solid. Another guy, 37 attempts, 3.5 yards per carry, 128 in total. He is going to get minutes. I think he'll be the second slot running back for the the Green Bay Packers. I really like Dexter. I think he has potential to be, again, the next strong second string running back for the Green Bay Packers. And if somebody goes down, it's nice to have somebody like him at the helm that has experience, comes from a good college, and he's able to get some yards down the lane. Obviously, a burner that can get you in the hole for those first and goal situations at the goal line. I like Mr. Williams. Austin Walter, we talked about the running backs from San Francisco and the help needed there. I think he comes in the third slot. He's really a nice, very well-packaged back that can do a lot of different things. 3.5 yards per carry, has good cut ability. I think this kid is a stud. If given the minutes, he can truly perform. But I really like what I see from Mr. Walter. A straight logic running back. What I mean by that is he's going by the book. He sees the open hole. His offensive line creates the hole. He's going through it. I like what I see from Austin Walter. Welcome to the NFL. I don't think it'll be a not for long for you. I think you'll be there for a while just because of the way your head's on straight and the way you follow the commands of the plays. Justin Hill's more of a cutback. He's probably one of the more exciting players from the Baltimore Ravens. 27 attempts, 3.3 yards. That's not indicative of him, to be honest with you. If you watch the tape, a lot of nice cuts, has big playability, just probably needs a better line, and he's one I've actually watched, so that's the good thing about it. So if I was running down it, I would have just passed him by. But somebody to think about, Justin Hill in the future, maybe next year, as he gets more acclimated with the NFL speed, I think he could be a superstar in the play. A Darren Sproles mixed with an Adrian Peterson type of running back. I like what I see from Justice. Alexander Madison. Okay, if you figure out what Minnesota is trying to do, you figured it out, right? Every single person they got on here, I don't know if he's going to make the team, to be honest with you. 3.6 yards per carry. They already got 2 other running backs here at Minnesota. Does he get picked up by a second team that needs a running back? Maybe. I think he'll, I shouldn't say will he make the team. I think he'll make it, but he's not going to be in a good situation with so many running backs in Minnesota. And now we have to start to give credit to the line, right? When you have so many running backs this high up, you got to, it begs the question, who's really making things happen? Is it Madison or is it the line? And I think we got to give some credit to the offensive line for the Minnesota Vikings, just like with any running back. But more so with Minnesota because they got all 3 of these guys in the top 10 rankings from either a rookie perspective or an all perspective. Patrick Laird out of Miami, solid 25 carries, 4.6, barn burner. They got a speedy get back finally to join that offense, but then they lose their quarterback. Let's see what Mr. Rosen can do if he's able to work into that starting role. Patrick Laird is there. He can be something special that they picked up. Travis Homer from Seattle. Hey, you lost the animal, but you got another animal. 4.5 yards per carry. A total of 85 yards. Not that much seen from Travis, but I like where he's headed. I think this is a great pickup for the Seattle Seahawks. He's not anyone special from an eye test perspective, but he knows how to work the hole. He knows how to get around and wait for that line to open the hole up for him. I like what I've seen, but he needs more attempts. I think he will barely see him this year. I don't know about his fantasy impact. Tony Pollard has been exciting as well. The guy I want to go into number 11 just because out of Dallas. He's another potential superstar. We got to see what happens again with what they're doing with their number 1 running back. I'm not going to mention his name until he's re-signed. I'm trying to wish him good luck. But Tony Pollard here is somebody that, hey, if things fall astray and fall out of the loop, Dallas may have another freaking running back that they can use, that it can impact and help their team get into a contention. I don't know about playoffs, but at least getting to it. Yeah, they'll make the playoffs to a winning category where they won't miss as much of the talent that they had. And I'm not going to mention it. You know who the Dallas running back is right now with the situation with the contract. So Tony Pollard's there, not bad. Needed more attempts. Really like what I saw there. Other than that, nothing much more to mention. I just went over the top running backs from an all perspective and then a rookie perspective. Justin Hill stood out to me. Quadri Olison definitely stood out to me. Man, and New England Patriots, they know how to choose well. Nice job by them. They have a slew of running backs to use for this year. Off Work Sports, I'm signing off. Let's get ready for some football. Make some money in your fantasy leagues. Just gave you the top prospects from a stat perspective. Peace.